Guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited today because I just got my G license. Like, seriously, do you know what it takes for you to get a G license? Oh, the process is just something else. So a little recap on our last video where we spoke about how to get your SIN registration. If you missed that video, please kindly click the link up there. Today we're going to be talking about driver's license, how to get your driver's license, how it works here and all that. If this sounds like something you'll be interested in, please stick around with me and I'll be right back. Yeah, so driver's license, how does it work here in Canada? Where I come from, I didn't go through all this process just to get a driver's license. Before I got here, I called my friends that were here and they told me all the steps I needed to take before I could become a fully licensed driver here in Canada. And they also advised me on things I also needed to do before coming to Canada, which I'm going to share that same advice with you so you don't run into the problems other people do. I would use Nigeria for an example. If you're coming from Nigeria, you understand, and before you book your ticket, once you get that email to submit your passport, that's the passport request email, please go and get a driver's extract. So some people don't know what this driver's extract is about. It's just about like a history of how long you've been driving and all that. So please, if you are coming to Canada and you have intentions to start driving, do get a driver's extract and also bring your original driver's license. Once you get here, they just, swipe it on something and they tell you it's fake. I know you're already here. How do you want to start the process? So please always verify. Go to a road safety office. Like, use your legs, enter the office yourself. Do not wait and say, oh, this person is going to do it for me, or stay in your house and be calling. Do not trust anybody. Go in yourself and get your driver's license and also request for a driver's extract. When you get to Canada, that driver's extract would only last 6 months. So once you get to Canada, just make sure you start your drive test. So that 6 months shouldn't expire, because mine actually expired. I didn't know that it was valid for 6 months. I took it like a day after expiry and they told me it had expired. So I had to wait a year before, getting my license. What do you do to get a driver's license here? There are like 3 stages in Canada before you can fully, get a driver's license. First stage is the G1. The second is the G2 and the third is G. I call it full G because that's like the end. That makes you a fully licensed driver. You understand, if that makes any sense? So about the G1, once you come to Canada as a permanent resident, you take your international passport, because that's means of identification. That's if you've gotten your permanent resident card. You take your passport and your COPR to the test center. Different cities in Canada, Brampton, Oakville, Mississauga, they all have their test centers. Just look for drive test center close to you. You book for your G1 and go to the test center. So now I'm going to explain, the steps and what it requires of you. The G1 is a written test, like an exam. You go to the test center, you present these things I've told you, your passport, your COPR, and you also pay for the G1 exam. If you have your driver's extract, you also bring that along. So you're bringing 4 things. Your passport, your COPR is, stapled to your passport anyways. Your driver's license and your driver's extract. To give them all the documents, the driver's extracts you have given them enable you skip the G2 and go to the full G. So what I'm trying to say here is the G1 is compulsory for everybody. Once you come in as a new driver here in Canada, you have to do the G1. That is compulsory. However, for the G2, for you to skip the G2, you have to provide an extract. So what happens in the G2? G2 is a road test, but you don't go to the highway. So it's just around the neighborhood. So for the G1, it's a test. You understand? You go there, you provide these documents that I've just asked you to do. You pay the amount, they fix you up, with a system, and you answer 40 questions. 20 questions out of the 40 questions are on road signs, while the other 20 are on road rules. That's the G1 exam. So you can also get materials online. There are past questions online that could guide you to getting a good score. If you fail, you have to redo the exam again. That means you have to go back to the queue, and the queue is not here. You have to go back to the queue. That's why I always advise people, when you want to do your G1 test, go very early. As in, when I mean early, be there like 5:30. There's some people that get there like 5 o'clock, 5 a.m. You understand? Because the queue is much, you get. And just try not to fail. The questions are really not difficult. If you practice those past questions again, you would not fail them, definitely. If you have experience, I know that the experience driving in my own country and the experience here, you understand, is different. But you have to unlearn and relearn. Once you get that done, you pass the exam, they will issue you your G1 license. Remember what I said the other time? If you have your driver's extract, you can skip the G2 and go to the full G. Now, what happens in the G2, like I said, there's some people that come to Canada and they're not ready to buy a car. However, they need that driver's license because it can also be used as a means of identification, especially when you need to get your health card, which we're going to be talking about next time. So once you come and you don't have a car yet, you can actually rent a car. For people that have cars, you can take your car to the test center and do your driver's test. G test means that they take you to the highway. You go to the highway, they tell you to turn left, turn right. The highway speed is 100 kilometers per hour. You must accelerate to 100. If not, they will fail you. You get. I know on that speed, they'll also tell you go left when it's safe to do so, go right when it's safe to do so, and all that. You have to concentrate and listen. Once they say anything and you do not hear what they have said, you understand, you can ask questions. So, I didn't hear you. What did you just say? Don't be shy, but you have to concentrate and get the test done. Once you're done with the test, you come into the test center. They congratulate you for a successful test. Yeah, so one tip, there are some instructors in Canada, like in the city where you live in, that could assist you, put you through the rules and all that, take you around the car. They will even give you their car. You understand? They'll sit beside you. You can drive the car, make mistakes, they correct the mistake, teach you how to park, teach you how to do a lot of things. But it's not free. Like, you have to pay for it. And the last time I did mine was $40 per hour. You are paying for their services per hour. You're also paying, especially if you don't have a car to take you to your drive center that day, you also pay for them to drive you there, use their car, and bring you back. And there were some questions on my Instagram one time asking, why do you really need to get the full driver's license? Because the G2 and the G doesn't even have, there's not much difference. You can go on the highway. No, there's not much difference between the G2 and the G. So why do I need to get the G license? Because of insurance. You can't compare the insurance that people pay in Brampton to people that stay in Oakville, people that stay, outside Brampton. But if you have your full G license, your insurance reduces a little. It might not reduce so much, but maybe like $100 or $50 is taken out. If you're in Brampton as a new driver, there's no how you wouldn't pay more than $500 per month. Insurance is paid per month. Once you get your G1, you are not even allowed to buy. You can't even drive a car with your G1, because with your G1, you can't go to the highway. If you're driving, you need a fully licensed G beside you to drive. You understand? So you can't even buy a car with your G1. Nobody's going to sell you a car with a G1. But if you have your G2, you can drive alone. You have your G, you can also drive alone. As you progress into getting your G, your insurance would also reduce. And that's, one of the reasons why I advise people to just get their extra, pay a driving instructor to teach you all these things before you go for your G. Because some people make that mistake. They just come with their driver's extract. They believe, they know all these things. I used to drive way back. You do the G1, you skip the G2 and go to the G, and they end up failing. I know how expensive it can get, because you're paying them per hour and you have to do like maybe 7 to 8 classes. If they're not confident enough that you pass the exam, please try to get an original driver's license. If you're coming from Nigeria, make sure you go to the road safety office to get the original driver's license. Don't send anyone. Go yourself and get it done. also get an original driver's extract. But if you know that you're not going to be using that driver's extract before it expires, remember I said you just have 6 months for it to expire, don't bother getting it from Nigeria then if you're sure that you're not going to be needing it here, so you don't waste that money, you get. So but if you know that within 6 months you're going to use it, then please get your driver's extract alongside your driver's license. So I'm just going to do a little rundown of what we already said about driving test stages: the G1, the G2, and the 4G. The G1 is an exam. You go into the drive test center, you pay for the amount, they give you a system, and you write the exam. While the G2 is a road test, like if you have to be physically present with an examiner beside you. That examiner is there to check how your test is going, if you follow the rules, if you know the signs, the stop signs, all the signs that you would have learned in your G1 when you wrote the exams. You now practice that in the G2. Then the 4G is also the same thing, but you are going to the highway, and you also have an examiner beside you that will watch how your speed is, how you maintain the speed. There's so many things surrounding the G also, but you have an examiner with you that will test you, and if the examiner is satisfied that you have done well and you passed all that is required of you, they'll give you a temporary license. After some weeks, you get your permanent driver's license. So I did a little video when I got to this test center today. I chose Oakville. That's where I did my G test. Once you drive in, there are different allocations there with numbers. So you just park there, you get your driver's license. If you want to ride the G2, you take your G1 driver's license with you. If you want to ride the G, you take your G2 driver's license with you. You also need to know your plate number, you understand, and also the reference number that was given to you when you booked for your test online. Those 3 things you need, and the number of the place you parked. You have to be there at least 30 minutes before time. Don't be like me. I was late today. I was there like 20 minutes before time, so I had to hurry. I know you need to be calm when you're doing this thing, so you don't start panicking. You get. So try to get there at least 40 minutes before time, because you need to register yourself. You need to register that you're present. Once you go in, you register that in the system. There's this booth that is just inside the office there. You register it, and they give you a slip. That slip, you take it to your car and sit down and wait for the time where the examiner will come. During my time today, the examiner just came and told me, okay, it's going to be my examiner for today, and that she would need to know that my brakes are working, and my signals are working. So she went to the back, she told me to press the brakes, the signals, and she got into the car, and that's how we did it. As you drive, they would watch you. Like, she was watching me all through. I was nervous, but in short, I just told myself there's nothing I can do. It's either I fail or I pass. So I was just going by make sure that your head is turning. That one is another thing. Like, you have to look at the mirror, especially when she tells you once it's safe, or when the examiner tells you once it's safe, go to your left, or once it's safe, go to your right. That is signal to your left or to your right. You have to watch. You have to move your head. It's not the one that you just look and you would look up, look at the mirror in front of you, look at the mirror beside you, and look behind. You have to do that. If not, they will fail. Your head must be moving. Where there's a stop sign and you need to go through an intersection, you have to look. Your head must be moving. At the same time, you're also watching the speed limit. You must not go above the speed limit that is allocated for that road. If it's 100 on the highway, it has to be 100. You can't go like 110, or you can't even go higher than 100. Maybe a little, but I just advise, just stick. That leg should not shake. Just stick to that limit, and don't go below or go above. If you go below, you're failed. If you go above, you have failed. So just stick to these tips, and you would have a lovely, I feel good right now. I have my stuff with me, and I'm super excited about it. I'm going to get my card very soon, in my mailbox. And yeah, that's it about driver's license. Hey guys, yeah, this is how the drive test center looks. That's the parking lot I was talking about in the video. You just park your car, you choose one, and
try to remember the number where you parked your car, because you have to register that once you go in. So yeah, this me, I was trying to get my number, get my number sorted. Yeah, and it was just a splendid experience, and I was excited. I passed my exam, and yeah, that's me going inside to get my driver's license. That's the temporary one that I'll be giving. And I got that. I was super excited when I heard I passed. That's me coming out. I was
Okay,
so
so
happy.
thank you for sticking with me to the end of this video. Till next week, where we'll be talking about how to get your health card. Why you need to get your health card and where to get your health card. Thank you so much and have a beautiful week. Bye.